purpose-driven or man-driven. There is one thing that has really held our generation and has held the people of this time, and that is this fact that we all want to identify ourselves with a career that seems fancy enough, that seems pleasing to the ear. So most of the time, if God has called you to do something that does not fit the career path that seems popular, then you're like, this is not my purpose. Or the next thing that we do, that a lot of us find ourselves doing, is jumping on the train of trends. Most of the time, we get caught up in the fact that we are not doing a lot. But the truth is, who defines a lot? We tell ourselves that I don't think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Not because you don't think, but because the expected return that you want to see, you're not seeing it. If you always define your success based on your return, then you can be kicked off the track road to purpose. So today we're going to be talking about purpose-driven or man-driven. There is one thing that has really held our generation and has held the people of this time, and that is this fact that we all want to identify ourselves with a career that seems fancy enough, that seems pleasing to the ear. So most of the time, if God has called you to do something that does not fit the career path that seems popular, then you're like, this is not my purpose. Or the next thing that we do, that a lot of us find ourselves doing, is jumping on the train of trends. So let's say today is tech that's raining and all of a sudden you become a data analyst. Why? Because you want to follow the trend. But truly, what is pushing you? So to be able to identify if you're purpose-driven or man-driven, you have to understand your motives, what is pushing you. So for example, God would have called me and said, Princess, I want you to be a teacher of the word. And I'm like, okay, God, how really can I earn from that? And then at the other hand, I studied accounting in school and I've been able to calculate and analyze from the two things that God has shown me. Okay, the one that God has shown me and the other one that I've obviously shown myself. And I've seen that the one that I've shown myself has better return in the short run. And I know that the long run is good, but at the same time, I need bread on my table in the short run. So how can I really balance between my personal drive and God's purpose for me? Because it's not that we don't want to submit to the purpose, but the thing is that most of the time, the purpose does not provide the daily bread that we need right now. Because God is all about process and long term. But the economy keeps on going up and down like the waves in the sea. So how can we really put our heads down and focus on purpose? How can I allow myself work in alignment to what God wants me to do? Because sometimes it's not like I really do not want to focus, but the thing is that bills keep knocking on my door every day, and how can I settle it? The thing about God is that God is a God of process. Before God gives you your gift, He must train you for the gift. He must train you for the crown. If you're David, you must make sure that at the back, you've already fought your lion and your bear before you face Goliath. So in the process is where God builds you. So if you are distracted, what would happen is that the building that you're supposed to go through, you don't go through it. And if you're not built, God cannot trust you. So the importance of going through your process season before God gives you the fullness of your purpose is what this video is all about. And that's why I said purpose-driven or man-driven. The devil understands this very beautiful thing, which is he knows that God is a God of process, right? And he knows that God will not give you what you want until he has trained you. So what does he do? He distracts you. He distracts you for 10 years, 15 years, because he knows that when you even come back to God, God will make sure that you go through that process. And in that process, because you've already exhausted a lot of your time focusing on other things, you no longer have the patience to wait for that thing that God has destined for you before time began. So he exhausts your energy in doing other things that's not what God wants you to do. And then when it's time for you to invest your time, your energy, and everything in what God wants you to do, you don't have any energy or time to even give. So purpose-driven or man-driven. The importance of identifying it now is that if you've not begun to invest in any of them, I have come to advise and beg you and plead with you that you invest in your purpose. Because your purpose is the only thing that can stand the test of time. It doesn't matter the AI technology that's coming, your purpose will stand the test of time. Because why? God knew that AI and technology will come. So in your purpose, he put a pathway either for you to work with AI and technology and not for them to work against you. So we have to always not let money drive us. Because if money was to drive me, I would have chosen to do accounting. I would have chosen to pursue that career. But I would go with the purpose that God has given me, even if the return right now is not what I want. Even if I feel like God is taking so long, I know He's taking so long because when I get to where He wants me to get to, no one can bring me down. Why? Because I will be the queen of my purpose. Why? Because He can't give my purpose to anyone else but me. But your career can be given to someone else. Whatever is man driven can be given to someone else. Why? Because everyone has the man drive within them, but not everyone has the purpose of God inside them. So the most important thing that you have to do is this: find your purpose. And how can you find your purpose? Let's say, for example, right? You have a phone and you're trying to figure out how to use that phone. All you have to do is go back to the box where you got the phone from and check the manual. So you have to do for your own personal life. Go back to the Bible and check the manual and ask the manufacturer to show you what he has installed, he has predestined for you. Ask him to show you, because there's no other way you can get your purpose except you get it from God. If you've not gotten it from God, then the purpose that you think you're pursuing is not yours. That's just the honest truth, because whoever thinks they can tell you your purpose, you're lying. If anyone tells you, go back to God and confirm, right? So this is, it's not like I'm trying to make another purpose-driven video. No, this is a call to action. Go back to God. Find your purpose. Find your reason for existence. And then begin to work in it, because it is important. God will not jump classes because of you. You would have to go through all your classes. So it's better you start on time. That will be all for today. I remember that the secret to prosperity is the Bible. Stay blessed. See you in our next video. Bye for now.